Indie Beacon Radio with hostess Rox Burkey. Welcome to Indie Beacon Radio, where creative souls can find help in marketing their creations. You can send questions for each show on Twitter using the hashtag IndieBeacon. Now sit back and enjoy learning about our guest for this show.
Hey, welcome to the Indie Beacon Show. I'm excited this evening because I get to interview a really fabulous children's author. So, Rosie Pova, thank you for joining me today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Rox.
So, there's so many things I want to cover with you, and I want to start out really talking about you as an author. So, how long have you been writing?
Oh, it's been over 15 years now, since the time I revisited my passion for writing and started, pursuing writing as a career and publishing and all those things. But I've always written, ever since I was a child. So it's not new to me, but professionally, it's been 15 years now.
So I know one of the things that you do is I believe you are a contractor for Dallas Independent School District.
Yes, I work as a writing instructor for them, okay. Not directly for the district, but I'm a contractor for the Writers Garret, and I just recently started, working with writing workshops of Dallas too. So that's been exciting.
So when you write those workshops, what do you gear toward? Is it geared toward the young people, or are you gearing it more toward, the teachers themselves? Where are you focusing?
Yes, well, with the Writers Garret and the Dallas Independent School Districts, it's absolutely for kids. So we do poetry workshops or, different writing, bookmarks. They have all kinds of different programs that we do. And it's great. Sometimes it's during the school day and sometimes it's after school, but definitely for kids. With the other one, though, that one is geared toward writers. So anyone who is interested in becoming a children's author and they want to learn more about the craft, the business, and all those things, I have an upcoming course about that for adults.
Oh, there you go. You really cover both sides of it then, for the writer and for the child. And I bet you get a lot of children that end up wanting to write. And you seem to love authoring children's books.
That is correct. Yeah, that is my passion, and I really enjoy it, especially picture books, even though I do have a middle grade novel published, and I also write some young adult, but I have a soft spot for, picture books, and that's where my focus is right now. I have 3 published out in print, another one coming, and I just got some exciting news about something else, but I can't really share it yet, so maybe later.
Okay, well, you got me on the edge of my seat, so sooner or later we're going to have to hear about this.
Yes.
So one of the things that I know about you, because we've spoken before, and you're just a delight, but I do know that you're actually fluent in multiple languages.
That's right. Yes, English is not my first language. It's not even my second language. It's my fourth. And I'm originally from Bulgaria, and that is my native language, Bulgarian. And then I also speak Russian and French because I went to a French language school, and now here I am, learning to write in English.
So because of that, do you also at some point in time plan to have your books translated?
That is a possibility. I'm very open to that and don't mind at all. So I'll be excited if that happens.
So I know that you have a new book that's coming out, and that new book that's coming out, I believe, is targeted for early fall.
Well, that was the plan, but because of, what happened, the publisher decided that it was not the best time to release it. They couldn't even secure a spot to print it. So that would be released in March of 2021.
Okay, and that's Sunday Rain, right?
Sunday Rain, correct. And I have the printout of the cover. I don't have the actual book yet, but this is the printout of the cover, and I'm really excited about this book. It is about celebrating imagination and new friendships and the love of books. So,
So what age group is this book geared toward?
this is for ages 4 to 8.
Okay. So these are the young, impressionable, I want a picture book, but I want to have a few words too, right?
Absolutely, yes, correct.
Okay.
All
So
illustrated.
there you go. And your illustrations are probably the part that I fell in love with.
Oh, thank you.
How are you getting those illustrations done?
Well, I've been lucky so far because I don't illustrate. I wish I could, but I'm just, I'm the author. I'm not the illustrator. But my publishers are picking the illustrators for me. And so far, like I said, I've been so lucky because they just bring the story to life in a way that is amazing. And I really enjoy that.
So I noticed from book to book, you do have a lot of illustrations, but they're not the same. I mean, they're clearly different illustrators and they clearly have different messages. That makes them very unique. So it's really not series that you're doing, right?
Not with these books, no. They're standalones, and like you said, the illustrators are different, the styles are different. It just depends on the story, and they try to match it to the style that would best represent the story, and that's how it is.
So do you get to choose the graphics before they actually go final, or is it because of the publisher, is it kind of like a surprise? Surprise!
Well, it really depends on the publishing house. Some of them would give you choices or, ask for your input or preference of styles and stuff like that. And maybe you can suggest illustrators for them to consider. But some of them would say, oh, here's your illustrator. We picked, this person to work on your book. And you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, it really depends. But most of the time they try to, ask the author for their opinion.
So Sunday Rain itself, where did you come up with the idea for that?
Well, it's an interesting story because I was in 12 by 12, which is a membership, like a group for picture book writers, and we're supposed to write a draft every month for a year. And we have monthly webinars. And one of the webinars was a prompt that we had to write something, a moment in time or something like that. And it just sparked an idea because I had a similar experience in my childhood where I was a child playing outdoors and all of a sudden, it was summertime and it started pouring and everyone ran to hide. And I was the only one who was just swirling and swirling in the rain and just playing, and I was so happy because the rain was warm and it was wonderful. It just smelled wonderful, and that kind of came to mind, and I guess the story was born. And this child who also loves books, which I was an introvert and read as a child, and it just all came together. And that particular publisher who gave us the prompt, they rejected the story, but I just knew that it was a special story and it had to find a home, and I submitted to a few other publishers and they picked it up.
There you go. So when you give out your stories or you sell your stories to people, is there like a guide so parents know how they should approach it with their youngsters who haven't quite developed the reading capability?
Yes, I would encourage parents, teachers, and librarians to visit my website, rosiejpova.com. And I do have, some of the books have a teacher's guide with a lot of activities, coloring sheets. And for Sunday Rain in particular, I would like to share a few projects. Did you actually know that July 29th is National Rain Day? And yeah, so there you go. It's coming up just in time, and I prepared some really nice activities for rain day activities to do at home. And all of these are available on my website, as well as a rainbow snack. And on top of everything, I also have an umbrella reading fort that kids can build with their parents and just go inside and read some books. And if they contact me, I will actually send them a list of books that all have an umbrella on the on the cover, just like Sunday Rain. And I have my, let me show you something special. I have my orange umbrella right here too.
Oh, that's
so,
perfect. So we're gonna save some of this for the last part of our thing. But for right now, can we take a short break so we can hear from our sponsors? And we'll be right back. Stick around. I'm Rox Burkey.
And I'm Charles Brakefield. We're award-winning co-authors, Brakefield and Burkey, of the Enigma book series. There are 10 books in the series, with book number 11 planned for release in January 2020.
Each story has a central technology focus ranging from identity theft to cryptocurrency and now AI wars. These adult techno thrillers pit cyber good guys against cyber thugs across the darknet.
In our world, technology is today's weapon of choice. You can enjoy ebook format, paper, or Audible. We want your feedback.
Until the next story, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, hello there, my friends. My name is Randy James, independent voiceover producer in the Dallas, Texas area, available to write and record a 30-second commercial, much like the one you're hearing right now. It's a great way to help increase awareness and exposure to your book title. It's easy to do. Simply call me and we'll brainstorm on a few ideas, and in a few hours, I'll whip something up and send you a digital file ready to use. Remember, call or text me, Randy James, at 214-762-1942.
Welcome to IndieLector.store, an online bookstore where the discriminating reader can find award-winning books. IndieLector.store is not a big corporation, so we can give up to 80% of the sales directly to the author. Help us support them by buying a great book at IndieLector.store.
Hello, I am the author and poet Denise Bryson. I am the author of The Things That Cross My Mind, Love's Reality, both in book and audio form. I am also noted as one of the best poets of 2011. I have 2 new projects coming up. One is the Blinky series, where Blinky tells us all about our coins and our bills for our children. I also have a book coming out called Say Ye. It's quotes from Denise Bryson, just inspirational and that will help you along the way.
Welcome back to Indie Beacon Radio. Don't forget to like us, follow us, or subscribe to one of our many channels. Now, here is your host for today's show.
Welcome back to the Indie Beacon Show, where I'm here having a wonderful discussion with Rosie Pova. And she is a children's author, and she has orange umbrellas, and she has activities and so much fun. So Sunday Rain is going to come out in March of 21, but people can learn more about that from some of your blogging that you do, because you do a lot of active blogging and talk about children's activities. And you brought that up before the break. So do your children's activities in general always go back to the books?
Yes, I try to, come up with activities for the kids so they can read the book and then enjoy something with their siblings or teachers, librarians, parents. So that makes it extra fun. But yeah, I do a lot of school visits, so I kind of have to, come up with stuff to give the kids to do. And but it's a pleasure. I love doing that.
Well, with some of the things that we have undergone with the virus and all this safe and all of that, how have you managed to still connect with some of your students?
Yes, we had to, some of my school visits got canceled. So that was unfortunate because I was really looking forward to those. I love interacting with the kids, and that's one of my favorite things to do. Just the energy is so great. And then after that, when they start, sending me notes and pictures and drawings, that's the best. But that was not possible this season. So we had to pivot somehow and moved a lot of things online. It was just a different kind of creativity and productivity.
You have a couple of books behind you that I can see, and one of them that I really like in particular is Sarah's Song. And Sarah's Song is a very special book for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It was based on some of it was based on my experience with my own grandparents when they were, you know, sick and just aging, and we didn't know what to expect and what was going on, and we were just so naive and just thought that, you know, things would get better, but of course they don't get better. And in this story in particular, it doesn't have a sad ending, and grandma's not really sick, just aging, but it's a conversation starter, and it opens, you know, a lot of questions and conversations that kids would probably want to know and have with their parents and grandparents.
So a lot of your stories tend to kind of have lessons and life lessons, and it's the same with the book that's in between Sarah's Song and Sunday Rain, If I Weren't With You. So how did you decide to write that one? Because that's a very cool one as well.
Yes, well, I don't, you know, do that on purpose. It just comes naturally, I guess, because that was my first published book with a publisher. And since I became a mom, you know, that was my focus. And my child used to say, "Mom, you're just always so overprotective," and that's how Mama Bear is. And you know, probably not a coincidence, but when Willie is worried and he has so many questions, like my you know, youngest child used to ask me all those questions, what if, and what would you do, and why, and when you answer, you know, they come up with another why, or what if that, and that's how that story progressed. But you know, it's just a coincidence, but I guess that was what was my experience.
So you read this story to your own children?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Now what's interesting is your books are coming out in paperback, and they're coming out in hardcover.
Yes.
Not really in ebooks.
Not these ones. I do have some ebooks only. If parents are interested in those, they can also be found on my website. But the traditional published one with the publishers, they're just hardcover and paperback. Yes.
Okay. So these are the ones that really have the worksheets with them as well. And then we have one other book kind of hiding behind you. Yeah, there you go. Now that's a really neat cover as well. How'd you come up with that idea?
Well, that idea, it started as a picture book. I thought it was going to be a picture book, rhyming, humorous. But as I was writing it was just too big of a story. This character, she had too many problems, too many friends, you know, that required many plot lines. And I thought at one point, that is not going to be a picture book. You know, it's a bigger story. So I have to write it as a middle grade, but I had no idea how to write a middle grade. And I had to read a lot and learn a lot before I can handle this book. And it took me 1.5 years to finish it, but it's about pranks and aliens and just different characters from my own country, Bulgaria, and there's a girl from France, and there's just all kinds of characters and pranks and aliens.
So Haley Queen is you know, the chief character's name. Where'd you come up with that name? Because it's adorable.
Oh, thank you. Well, her name used to be actually different. It used to be I'm sorry. Oh, I'm blanking now. Holy Heart. Yeah, that used to be her name, Holy Heart. But my first agent didn't like that name, and apparently there was a real person, an author with that same name, which I didn't know about, and she didn't like it. She didn't like the title at all, and she asked me to change it. So we had to brainstorm, like, you know, dozens of titles until we came up with that, and that's what happened.
So because this one is more middle grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, that kind of age group,
Mm-hmm.
a different kind of lesson that you're doing here? I mean, obviously we got pranks and we got alien encounters, but it also looks like we may have a little bit of one-upmanship that you might get in school. Is that fair?
Yes, and she's actually she's striving for attention from her parents because she thinks that they paid more attention to her older brother, and he's this perfect guy with everything good going on, and she's just striving for attention, and she's using pranks, but she's actually attracting the wrong kind of attention, and in her family and at school she gets into trouble, so she has to learn how to be considerate of others and still have fun, but find her place in the world and in the family.
So these are very, very different books. Are there one of these that really is your favorite?
That's a hard question. I really, can't say because every new book is my favorite, and then I look forward to another book, and then I write more books, and I love those too. And I want all of them to find homes, good homes, but they're different, so I love them in different ways.
Just like kids, right?
Just like kids. Yes, I have 3, so I can't. Oh.
And then you have several other books too that you do as well for teenagers, right?
I have a young adult novel, and that one is not finished yet. But like I said, I'm just focusing on the picture books now, and one day maybe that one will get published as well. We'll see.
Of course it will. You're a very committed young lady. So on that, we're going to take another short break to listen to our sponsors. And please stick around. I want to hear more stuff about what you're doing.
Thank you for watching or listening to Indie Beacon Radio. Our sponsor, IndieLector.store, is the only bookstore that pays authors their fair share for book sales. Help authors to succeed and enjoy a great book by supporting them at IndieLector.store. Enjoy a 10% discount with coupon code SHOPPER20 at IndieLector.store. Coupon valid until December 31st, 2020. That's IndieLector.store, coupon code SHOPPER20.
The 5th Annual Authors Marketing Event. 2 days of live seminars in marketing for authors. The only organization that certifies authors in marketing. Live and free to the first 100 authors registered. Sponsored by Bubblish, empowering authorpreneurs. And Indie Lector Store, paying authors for their fair share. Head to www.2020.authorsmarketingguild.com today.
What started as a love letter to her son has become an international love letter for all parents to their children. Now you can read acclaimed author Shanalee Charbonneau's story to your children. When her son was very sick, she calmed him by singing her own song to him. She turned that song into the book, My Mama Loves Me, I'm Her Little Boy. She wrote 3 more magical books for all parents and kids 6 and under. Available at Indie Lector, Amazon, and all local and national outlets.
Authors Marketing Guild is a membership-owned organization designed to help authors succeed and learn how to better market and sell themselves and their books. Join us at authorsmarketingguild.com and receive so many benefits you'll wonder why you didn't join sooner. That's authorsmarketingguild.com.
Welcome back to Indie Beacon Radio. Don't forget to like us, follow us, or subscribe to one of our many channels. Now, here is your host for today's show.
Welcome back to the Indie Beacon Show, where I'm here with Rosie Pova, and we're having so much fun talking about her wonderful books. I love your variety, Rosie. I know that you're delaying the release of Sunday Rain, but I bet you're working on something else right now too, aren't you?
I'm always working on something else. Multiple projects. That's how I like it. I just don't want to be bored, and I always write new things or revise or help with critiques for other authors. It just keeps me going. I like being creative and staying creative. So yeah, always new projects.
Now, you mentioned earlier about some of the different projects that you have that parents that are stuck at home, especially now with summer, because some of the summer events have been, and the camps and that kind of thing have been delayed or postponed. So you have created some remarkable activities. How hard are they to get? How do I get some?
Oh, that's so easy. Just please visit my website, rosiejpova.com. You will find a lot of materials there, downloadable free guides, coloring sheets, just all kinds of different activities for kids. Sunday Rain has some new ones. Like I said, this rainy day activity, reading, snacks, reading forts, all is there with pictures and everything.
So what's very interesting about this is that they are different kinds of things that you can do. Do you track which ones people seem to, get most excited about grabbing?
I don't have a way of tracking that, but if people get back to me, that's how I know. Or they post pictures of their kids reading the books or doing the crafts. That's how I know. So I do encourage parents to always reach out and tag me on social media.
So when they tag you like that, do you add that into your blog? Because you're a big blogger too.
I am, yes. I started the blog not knowing what I'm doing, but now I enjoy it so much. So yeah, if parents and teachers give me permissions, I do post the pictures of the kids, and I love it, especially when I go to school visits as an author.
Schools are closed right now, so and I know that everything has been kind of closed down. Do you have some, visits coming up or venues like at libraries or any outdoor events that you're kind of looking forward to?
Well, I have online events, but I'm going to have to announce those as they come. For schools, I'm hoping that if we go back to regular school, I will renew those contracts that got canceled, and I will get to visit the kids because, we were all hoping to get together and have a good time. Blog and social media is the best way to stay connected with me.
So how do people actually get connected? I mean, I know you have a website, but is there a way that they can actually subscribe, sign up, reach out, find out where you are going to be? A little detail here.
Yes. So Rosie J Pova is my website. I have all of my social media links are there. Facebook, Twitter, please follow me. They can subscribe to my blog, and I do a series of author illustrator interviews that, they can read. And the best thing about those are not only, with people find out about other authors' journeys to publication, they give insight about a revision and tips, but there's also giveaways, both for books and critiques. So if anyone is interested, please visit my blog also, subscribe and read those interviews. I do a lot of promotions too, and when you asked on social media coming up, I will have something like that with the Echo Alexa. So look out for those with the Sunday Ray release approaching.
I think this is really exciting, and I think that you do a marvelous job of reaching out to kids. I personally like Sarah's song. I think that's just
thank you.
Special. So until people can get their hands on Sunday Rain, go grab one of Rosie's books and keep an eye on her website and her social media. Rosie, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was a blast.
Thank you for listening to Indie Beacon Radio, where creative souls can find help in marketing their creations. To learn more about Indie Beacon services, to be a guest on the show, or to advertise on our show, please visit our website,